What is up, everybody? This is Eric for Rocket TV here. Do you remember the day when everybody used to make fun of Arachna, say she was a terrible character? Well, not anymore. With Arachna's Awakening quests, she can actually become quite a beast, and today I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it. So, this is the middle of the very first stage of Arachna's quest, where you need to collect the pieces or the string for her legendary piece of equipment. Now you can keep on buying new runs if you want to, that way you can speed up the collection, or otherwise you can only run it 3 times a day. But there we are collecting the last piece, and there is the Silk Veil. And as you can see, once you complete that part, then you move on to the quest where you must complete the Ride of the Valkyries 10 times on the highest difficulty. Now, the highest difficulty is, kind of difficult if you haven't been sitting at 90 for a long time. It's an incredibly standard team that I used here. You could also bring in Mariana, Jasmine, you could use Alana, you could use Athera, you could use Seraphine there. There's a lot of options for who you could use on this quest, especially once you have them pretty well upgraded. I mean, Riley makes it a cinch now that we don't have to be stuck with Isabel. Thank goodness. But, so with 10 tries, that basically equates to you needing to enter it on 2 different days, since you get 5 tries per day. So hopefully you'll get lucky like me. When I was rolling around, I had the female dojo on Saturday, and then we had all dojos open on Sunday, which is really awesome. You might not get so lucky, but hopefully something like that will work out for you. You can see my Leah died right there. This is actually pretty rare. I think on the 9 other attempts I did when I wasn't recording, not a single person died or even got close. But, I mean, a pass is a pass. I already have it all 3-starred anyways. So that was the 10th time. So we go into here to quests, and you see click on the dojo, Ride of the Valkyries complete, and now you have to complete chapter 14 empty-handed. Now, I wanted to try to use a team that didn't do a lot of damage, since you have to do 150,000 damage during the fight in order to actually complete the full quest. So it'll automatically insert Arachna there. I went with Leon, Drago, Flora. That way I had an incredibly tough front line, and then Lucius. That way I could buff up the magic resistance, throw out shields, and then this should be easy enough. Thanks, Arachna. And then also give the energy buff, hopefully to Arachna. That way I can keep on throwing her ult out, make sure that 150,000 damage comes easy. This was my first try. I don't know how many tries it might take you guys, but with this team it went over pretty well. I mean, nobody else is gonna completely mop the floor with the enemy team and make it so Arachna can't deal all the damage. You'll see here that the front line guy is kind of difficult on this stage. He will do a lot of damage, so if you don't have a good tank, you might run into some issues, just letting you know. But throwing out Arachna's ult, especially after she's been reworked and her damage has been upped, and once you get the Awakening, then it's really useful, especially how it bounces. It's funny, since she used to be considered such a trash character, but now actually pretty darn good. Some little housekeeping items for you if you're trying to roll through this quest and get Arachna, especially if you're early on and not quite 90 yet. You can get Arachna in Heroic Stages 4-4, Heroic Stage 6-6, and Heroic Stage 8-2. So that's where you can farm soul stones for her. You can also get her in the gold chests, the Crucible Fire chest, and the diamond chest. Although, of course, the Crucible Fire chest is just by luck. And then if you're really desperate, you can buy her soul stones in the Hall of Legends. But I don't know why you do that, because then you're missing out on some more Gizmo action. So you can see Drago getting a little low on this attempt here. With the still had Leon as a backup. You don't need a 3-star this stage, and I'm not even sure if Arachna actually has to survive or not. Didn't run into that issue here, but as you can see, we're getting close to finishing the second out of 3 stages. Arachna's already got over 2/3 of the damage she needs, so this should be pretty good. Just need a little more damage. You're right, Arachna. So there is the Hanzo here, who's kind of a pain in the butt with how he disappears like that. And with Ariel and Ember, if you don't have a healer, I'd suspect it would be pretty difficult. You could bring Jasmine, of course, but I mean, if you have Jasmine, why are you even wondering how to do anything? You can win the game. You win the game with Jasmine, I swear. She's an I win button. But you can see you already have over 150,000 damage, so as long as we can complete this stage, we're all good. I like the Lucius. He comes in kind of clutch, at least in this sort of situation with his shields. You know, for the most part, made it crazy easy. All the energy regen, all that. It's not bad at all. Otherwise, so Arachna did get a buff when her Awakening quest came out. So not only does she have as helpless as insects in a web, they were easy prey. Yes, they were, Arachna. Yeah, they were. So she got all those buffs, for one. And then on top of that, you'll see here we complete the quest, which is great, and Awaken Hero Arachna. Finally, non-useless Arachna. She has awesome new art. It's one of my favorite things about the Awakening. It's kind of weird, but she has the Silk Veil, which kind of looks pretty cool. And Forge Unlocked, I don't know what that is, but yeah, that's the thing. And then you'll see there, Potent Venom is her Awakening skill, and that is that's the execution poison. So if they're under 50% health, they get dealt a lot of extra damage. Pretty awesome. Alright guys, so going to show you this attack right here, as it's a perfect example of Arachna being a wrecking ball. But she is a pretty great character after her Awakening. So here we have the Drago and Leon as tanks, and then we got Garrick, Gizmo, and Arachna as our DPS, and we're up against a Garrick, Seraphine, Gale, and Riley kind of DPS, and a Tholen tank. And I tried to get into this fight with Arachna, as Tholen is kind of a great example of, you know, or he's a great tank to use magic teams against. So we do have the Seraphine getting that ult off, and then Tholen getting his ult off. You know, not looking so great, but we are just about to get the Garrick ult off here, and then things are going to start rolling. So we have Leon throwing his ult out, that way the wolves can't hit us, and Arachna getting her ult off on the already damaged Tholen. Gizmo is going to damage her enough, or Tholen enough, so the poison bounces, and watch Seraphine. Even though she was using her ult, the health was actually going down. You know, that's one of the coolest things about the poison in my mind, is how it will transfer from one person to another, and then how even if somebody has ults and kind of like pause the screen, it'll still tick down on them. And here you see 118,000 damage on Arachna's part, even beating out the Gizmo, just absolutely trashing the people thanks to her new Awakened Ultimate. I hope that helped you out, guys. If it did, please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. Let me know if you plan on getting Arachna anytime soon, or if you have and how much you like her. Anyways, until next time, this has been Eric for Arachna TV. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.